dirt roads to the city lights. I've done my dirt, cold, shitty life. Before the rooster crows, I'm up getting mine. I bring the country to the city, elbows and dimes. Well, some bitch, look what them boys done come with. Then fuck the fame, man, I'm cool off that dumb shit. Born in the booms and sticks got me this far. You've come from the hills, you leave with a few scars. I wasn't stacking racks, I was stacking car tires. And marked my land with 8 miles of barbed wire. Seems like since we was kids, we was hardwired to drink whiskey and bar fights and start fires. Out in my shop, I got something to wrench on. And out in my crop, I got something to stench on. Sport car hard, bitches got something to clench on. And you can't tell me nothing, homeboy, I'm too headstrong. And we was tired of the same shit, all you lame kids, so we made our own language. I got a weed degree, so fuck Cambridge. Cali Wild, let them know who we came with.
Promise country as you can, rap your camo. Fuck around and chop the top off the Lambo. From the other side of brother, still fam though. No strings attached, country has some banjos. I ain't tripping, I was racing tough tennis shoes. And been through way too much to ever try to envy you. I'm a country boy, the city life is minuscule. Fuck the water, grow some weed up in the swimming pool. There's a party, everybody bring your wheelbarrow. I ain't country, man, you're funny, Will Ferrell. Fuck your liquor, we get moonshine and we fill barrels. White lightning and I ain't just hyping. I keep the greenery, don't fuck with the tumbleweed. And I surround myself with family cause they humble me. Long distance, better know I ain't playing with you. JG hit him with the Winchester.
From the dirt roads to the city lights. I've done my dirt, cold, shitty life. Before the rooster crows, I'm up getting mine. I bring the country to the city, elbows and dimes.
Where I come from, we hustle hard. For the money, not the muscle, but the muscle car. Ride around on 22s just to pull a couple bars. Get out and go and floss on the boulevard. Yeah, city boys is what they call us. Only backwood you catch us on us if we rollin'. Rollin' sticky green, stone cool is what they call us. If you don't fuck with the crew, my nigga, then learn something. Fuck a hater, stay high, stay together. Me and the good old boys, Bubba Sparks, tell me who better. If I get on the track, you know that I'ma kill it. About to take a trip to the Ville, Bubba, let's get it. Why they worry about the money I ain't spending? I'm just chillin' with my kinfolk, smoking, poking these women. They think I'm illin'. Hopped on the country rap track and straight killed it.
From the dirt roads to the city lights. I've done my dirt, cold, shitty life. Before the rooster crows, I'm up getting mine. I bring the country to the city, elbows and dimes.
I was country before it was cool to be. That dirt road life ain't nothing new to me. They forgot about Bud, but they soon to be reminded of what he done and it just begun. I'm on the run in Sacramento with the good old boys. That's my kinfolk. I had a Pinto, then I traded it for a Ford SUV and I made it explore. And you can't ignore that. Real tree camouflage on the doormat. 30-30 in the gun rack. Mixed country with rap, I done that. Way before you ever seen that. In your wildest dreams, you couldn't dream that. So tell me where the love at. You must have known at some point I would come back.
Country boy do it big like a pine tree. On the porch with my folks sipping sweet tea. Generations in the town, man, about 3. Ain't no other place in the world I'd rather be than with my kinfolk on the good smoke. Barbecue at the pad, homie, let's go. Yeah. Boy, do it big like a pine tree. On the porch with my folks sipping sweet tea. Generations in the town, man, about 3. Ain't no other place in the world I'd rather be than
After an absolute amazing race last week at Michigan, we now come to Loudon, New Hampshire and the Miracle Mile for round number 5 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. George Passwell is the booth with you tonight for this one, and let's get right to it. As the point standings had a big shakeup last week, with Lane Holzler having an abysmal finish. Something he just soon forget. Let's take a look at the current point standings. Lane Holzler still holding the points lead, now only by 1 point over Ryan Twinham. Matt Batby jumped from quite a bit, jumped from 10th to 3rd after winning last week. Now, Holzler did lead the most laps, so he did get an extra bonus point for that. Other big movers, Nate Brown up 6 spots, currently sits in the number 6 spot for that. Blaine Woodruff jumped 2. Jeremy Morrison lost 3. James Rayburn lost 1 due to a penalty. Let me pull this up. As yes, Rayburn caused an issue on lap 69. There was no caution for it, but he hit the 75 and was docked 3 points for that. Greg Barnett in his return also docked 3 points. But that's going to be Greg's last race. He does have 2 tears in his rotator cuff, so don't look for him to be in the field anytime soon. Taking also a quick look at the last time these guys were here, last 5 times these guys were here. One family has dominated overall. Of the 5 previous races, Josh Lilly, or just the 4 previous races they've done here in season 5, 7, 10, and 12. Josh Lilly has won 3 of those. Stepdad Joey Stiers has also won here at the Miracle Mile. Are we going to see some new blood get into Winner's Circle? Well, we're going to find out here relatively shortly, as only about a minute and a half left in the practice session. Thank you all so much for making this a part of your evening. I do apologize for the bleed over as I was getting myself ready for the event, and unfortunately I did not have my desktop audio muted, so I do apologize if anyone is offended by what they heard. But currently sitting atop the pile, usual suspects, Matt Batby currently setting quick time. Joey Stiers right on his heels, Lane Holzler, Ryan Twinham, Nate Brown, Brian Toole, your top 6. Russ Kilgore is back with the series. Number 11 Ford F-150. Jake Culp making his debut. Chris Smith and Mike Dunn rounding out your top 10. As I am counting 16 haulers in the infield tonight set to do battle. As practice session getting ready to wind on up here, we're going to get right into qualifying as soon as the trucks clear the track. Everybody trying to get that last little bit in. Take a quick look at the weather coming into tonight. 2 mile an hour wind, pretty negligible. As 78 degree ambient air temperature, 55% water grain in the air, partly cloudy skies, 110 degree track temperature, which means this normally difficult surface here at Loudon is going to get even more difficult with that high track temperatures. Jeremy Morrison in the Canada 75 is going to be the first one to roll it. Matt Batby out on track. Fred Garcia out on track. Nate Brown rolling already. Let's take a quick look, see what Nate's got this week. Back to the Brony paint scheme. Carl Yeager back in that Western Auto number 17. I always have loved that paint scheme. Absolutely no doubt about that one. There's Batby in the McConey setup shop, number 85. Getting a good run at the start-finish line. There's Fred Garcia in the Royal Crown. Zach Dauscher back with the field tonight. There's Carl Yeager. There's Brian Toole, all on their hot lap. Looks like Jeremy Morrison bailed out on his, so let's take a look at your defending series champion. As Nate Brown goes quick time, Matt Batby immediately bumps him off. 3 tenths to the good. Good grief. Jaeger sliding into second place. Let's take a quick look at the 75 of Morrison, as he is now on his flyer. See what type of lap time this first one's going to be for Morrison. Boucher goes third quick. Morrison has had speed here, and that lap is not going to count. Looks like he may have brushed the wall somewhere. Blaine Woodruff out on track as well. Chris Smith, Mike Dunn going up to 7th quick. Smith goes 6th quick. Still waiting for Joey Stiers, Jay Culp, and Russ Kilgore to lay times down. That time for Morrison, going to put him 6th quick. Let's take a look at the Hosler Fencing and Construction number 61. All new paint scheme on that one tonight. Kind of digging it. It sounds like some of these guys are shifting through the corners. Interesting strategy here at Loudon. Definitely gets you a better run up off the corner in that lower gear, but then you've got to take the time to shift gears. As you can see where Hosler's running, that's pretty much the low lane around here. That first set of hash marks, you want to put your left tires on there to run the low side. We're going to see guys up near the pavement, the blacktop, the newer blacktop, up on the top side, that darker stuff. We're going to see a lot of guys flirting with that tonight. Not quite as much grip on the low side as Hosler's first lap. Going to put him 2nd quick. Nice lap for Hosler. See if he can improve on his second one. We're going to check in with Joey Stiers. There he is. Put it in 1 lap, calling it good. Going to go 7th quick. Let's see if Hosler can improve as he comes out of 4. Good head of steam to the line. And Hosler does not improve. Ryan Twinham, the only other one out on track right now, going after one. There he is in that Goose Island Brewery, number 3. Jay Culp, Russ Kilgore, the only two electing to not take time in qualifying. Twinham comes through, going to go 3rd quick. So the usual suspects in the top of this field, that be Hosler and Twinham, they've pretty much written their own tickets this season. So just a couple seconds left here in the qualifying session, as this lap is going to count for Twinham. His second lap does improve, however, does not improve his starting position. So that is going to do it for qualifying. Let's take a quick look at tonight's starting grid. Matt Batby, your defending series champion, setting quick time with a 30.140. Lane Hosler, almost 2/10 behind him. Going to start outside row number 1. Ryan Twinham and Nate Brown making up row number 2. Row 3 is going to go to Brian Toole and Zach Hauscher. Blaine Woodruff and Joey Stiers in row number 4. Row 5 sees Chris Smith and Carl Jaeger. Jeremy Morrison and Fred Garcia making up row number 6, with row 7 going to Mike Dunn and Dan Sykes. Jay Culp and Russ Kilgore are both electing to not take time in qualifying. They're going to be lined up via their iRatings. Culp in 15th, Kilgore shotgun on the field in 16th. So let's get right to it, as we've got 120 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. As I'm looking through here, 4 total sets of tires to get it done with. So the set that they starting the race on is also the set that they had to qualify on. As just waiting on a couple last minute stragglers to grid up. 16 beautiful trucks here tonight. As Twinham and Dunn taking their time gridding up. Twinham is on the grid. Dunn still not there. He's going to have to hustle it. And I'm hearing problems with Final Race Tech. Finally getting it on just in the nick of time. Everybody has gridded. Pace car are going to start to roll it here momentarily. As you can see, some of the trucks starting to roll. Pace car finally starts to roll off. This is going to be a good one, folks. You're definitely going to want to keep tuned into this one. Joey Steyer's starting deep in this field right now. Won here in season 10, so he knows how to get it done. The question is he going to be able to do it tonight? As the field makes its way down to the back straightaway. Geico restart zone is in effect tonight. As we get ready to turn them loose for 120 laps, Pace car picks up some pace. The only thing it's left to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab a lobster, because it's time to get it on into New Hampshire. Race fans, it's show time!
Green, green, green.
Badby getting a good lead already as Hosler slots into second. Twinham right behind him, then you're about half a second back to Brian Toole in the 99. Good start for Toole. Rocking the cat colors tonight. Nate Brown under heavy pressure from Doucher right now. Mike Dunn starting to carve his way through the field. There he is in the tie number 62. A little bit sideways. You can't run that low. There's not any grip down on the low side of this track. As Jake Culp in the Marine Corps Toyota flashes by him. Checking back in with Chris Smith now as he goes door to door with the 17 of Jaeger. As Steyer's getting held up a little bit. Steyer's in front of these guys. Trying to figure out what he's got to do. New paint on Woodruff's number 71 here tonight. Kind of digging the new color scheme there. Jaeger and Smith still going after each other. Morrison figuring out what he's got to do to get by both of them. The biggest mover right now is that Marine Corps number 81 of Jay Culp. As Matt Badby has already carved out over half a second to the good over Lane Hosler. Hosler by half a second over Twinham. Twinham 3/4 of a second over Toole. Jousher half a second back. Brown half a second back. The biggest battle right now is back here in the mid-pack for 10th. As Chris Smith has finally wrestled away. As Morrison followed him through. Culp trying to make some headway as everybody trying to see what this first set of tires is going to do, where they can run, who they can run with, and what this setup is going to do as this race wears on. We already got 5 in the books. As your closest battle on track right now is Culp. Completely blows the corner going into 1. Then opens the door for Dunn to get to him. Battle's back though. Battle's starting to heat up for 7th as Steyer's making a move on the 71 of Woodruff. As Steyer's in the green truck on the low side, making it happen. Steyer's knows how to win here. History has shown that. His stepson, Josh Lilly, has just been on fire at this track. I don't know what it is, but those boys from Michigan really know how to handle this place. Checking back in with Dunn in that Marine Corps number 80, in the tide number 62. He is all over the tailgate of Jake Cole in that Marine Corps number 61. Backs off a little bit as Russ Kilgore in the 7, being scored as the 11 though. Smith under pressure for Morrison. Now Morrison looking to the inside, going into 3. Not going all the way down, but definitely running the actual racing low line. As Culp gets a good run off of 4 from the low side. Morrison having trouble, Smith having trouble here tonight. Morrison has now gotten by him. Your 2 biggest movers are the 81 of Culp and the 7 of Kilgore. And look at this. Hosler has reeled in Batby. Now the question is Batby letting off or is Hosler going too hard? That's the question you've always got to ask. Last time by for both of them, 31.14 for Batby, 30.96 for Hosler. And you got to wonder, is Hosler going too hard, too quick here as we're getting ready to put 10 in the books? Your closest battle on track is this fight for the lead. They're a second to the clear over Twinham in the 3. You can see it's a little bit skating around for Hosler right now as he's not able to get any clean air to that front air dam. So having to put that truck in a little bit weird position. And you can see that Batby is almost diamonding the corner. Let's see if we can pick it up on the blimp. Watch the black truck there. Goes in low, lets it drift up, and then comes back low. And we call that diamonding the corner because it makes almost a diamond pattern as you float the truck in, get it turned, and then make that exit as straight as you possibly can. Instead of arcing the corner like Hosler is. Checking back in with these guys. Batby and Hosler still stem to stern. As looking a little bit further back, Morrison, Smith, and Kilgore all going after each other. Yeager working the outside. Morrison sends it on the inside. See what type of defense Yeager's going to have. He goes a little bit wider than you're used to seeing. It's going to open the door for Morrison to get the spot. Yeager giving plenty of room. Smith looking to follow Morrison through. The thing you got to worry about on that outside lane is that wall comes up very quickly. This is your closest battle on track between Morrison, Smith, Yeager, and Kilgore. Checking back in with Yeager. He's still caught on that high side. And he's a little bit higher than he wants to be in the corner. Smith leans on him, runs him high going into 1, opens the door for Smith to get to the low side, but he's running that extreme low line. And there's no grip down there that's going to let Yeager battle back and get the run. That also opens the door for Kilgore to get to the top shelf. Smith keeps running that low side. He's going to cost him. He's a little bit lower than he should be coming through 3 and 4. And you can see that both Yeager and Kilgore are able to get by him running a little bit higher line. Ford on Chevy battle right now between Yeager and Kilgore. This is the battle for 10. Now Kilgore gets the run, going to slam the door, slide job coming off the 2. Yeager has to check up. That's going to let Smith get back to his tailgate. Now it's Kilgore, Yeager, Smith, and Culp battling for the final spot in the top 10. A little bit further forward, Joey Stiers has caught Nate Brown. Stiers, a little bit of the blinkies, did get into the back bumper of Brown on that little flash there. And I did just notice that Dowsher in the 88 being scored as the 84. You see, folks, this is why we don't let tech officials drink while handing out the transponders. Brown trying to make a move on Dowsher right now. Dowsher also diamonding the corners, much like your leader is. Stiers all over the tailgate of Brown now as they're both running the low line. Brown going a little bit lower than he really wanted to there as Dowsher did pinch him down. This is your battle for fifth between Dowsher, Brown, and Stiers. Stiers getting a good run off before. Ooh, chrome horn to Brown. Brown now side by side with Dowsher coming down the back straightaway, almost contact. They may have actually touched. Coming off of 2. Brown sends it in. Needs to get that truck straight as Dowsher able to use the outside lane to defend. You've already worn all the goodie off the tires. You're going to need to be up on the wheel right now. And it's exactly what Dowsher is doing as Brown goes all the way down on the apron. Brown trying to do anything he can to loosen that truck up to get it to rotate. That opens the door for Stiers to get to his inside going into 3. Stiers sends it in, does get the clear. Brown's trying to battle back in that second lane. Stiers down on the low side, not able to get to Dowsher, but is able to throw the block to get by Brown. Stiers continues to claw his way forward. Trying to make it happen, Captain. Right now, your biggest mover is Russ Kilgore in the 11. Here comes Stiers to the inside of Dowsher. Using that low side, Dowsher trying to battle back. Forward on Chevy action. Here for 5th. Stiers finally gets the clear coming down the front straightaway. Take a look at Russ Kilgore. There he is in the 7 being scored as the 11. Morrison works to his inside. Down. Kilgore goes way wide. That could spell trouble as their contact. Dowsher's around.
Yellow flag is out.
Culp catching a piece of that one. Dunn caught a piece of it. Let's take a look at what happened here. See Kilgore. Kilgore on the high side, continues to get the run. Stays off the marbles. Morrison thinks she's there as Dowsher tried to pinch down. 17 nowhere to go, 81 nowhere to go. Smith nowhere to go in the 14. So we've got a lot of strong trucks that are now torn up pretty good. '17 Jaeger. That front end is just wadded. I think he should be able to get the parts he needs at Western Auto if they were still around. See a tailgate having issues, right rear tail lamp gone. As Stiers wins the battle off pit road, goes fuel only. That's a surprise. Interesting choice is Matt Batby, who led the first handful of laps here, does win the battle off for those that took 4 in fuel, as we're not quite at the quarter mark. Steyers may know something we don't know is, it's hard to bet against a guy that's already won here. So Steyers, Batby, Hosler, Twinham, Toole, Dousher, Brown, Woodruff, Morrison, and Sykes, your top 10. The entire field goes down pit road. As those guys that were caught up in that. Chris Smith spent a little bit of extra time getting the fenders rolled back out on that Mobil 1 Toyota. Yeager finally rolling. Culp's still on pit road. Sorry, Culp's still rolling. Yeager's the one that's still on pit road. I do apologize. And Russ Kilgore has just put it on the hauler and said, yep, I'm done. No fast repairs here tonight, so that's something to keep in mind. Lights should be going out on the iRacing pace car this time by. So Steyer's going to have the button on old tires. This could get very interesting going into one. So Steyers is going to get credit for leading a lap. That's going to help him. That bonus point is all important right now. Anyone that can grab one is going to try to get it if they can. This could bode well for Hosler as, he's going to be restarting right behind the control truck. So Steyers has the button as the field works its way into turn number 3. The question is, how good of a restart is he going to get on those old shoes? As he's got 26 lap older tires than anyone around him. Or 23 lap older tires, I should say. Field comes out of turn number 4. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. There it goes. Steyers with the trigger, gets into the Geico restart zone, pulls the trigger, and we are underway. Immediately goes up to block Batby. Steyers, Batby, Hosler, Twinham, all right there. The battle is right behind them. Dousher on the high side, Toole on the low side. Toole going to send it. Going into 3, pulls alongside the 88. As Batby uses those new tires to get to the low side on Steyers. Steyers now caught on the outside. That's not where he wanted to be. Here comes Hosler on the fresh shoes. Hosler makes the move stick. Twinham looking to follow him through. Steyers says no doing. As now Dousher works the outside, caught behind Steyers. Twinham had a little bit of a twitch coming off of 2 that opened the door for the 88 of Dousher. 3 wide coming off of 4. Twinham looking to make some headway as they both dispatch Steyers. Steyers didn't want any part of that situation. Brown making a move on Toole now, trying to claw his way forward. This battle, though, for third, still hot and heavy. Dousher and Twinham have gone after each other the last couple of weeks. They've been the fly in each other's tea for the last this is 3 weeks now, as they are still door to door. Twinham may have given Dousher a little bit of a bump going into 1, little door check to say, hey, bud, I'm still here. Dousher a little bit sideways as he tries to lay on the power quite aggressively. And that lets Twinham just bomb it going into 3. Twinham had a lot more speed going into the braking zone, let him get that move done. Batby out to almost a full second now. As he's got a second gap back to Twinham. Hosler's been one of the best lately for saving tires. Let's see what this run is going to do. If he can keep Batby in check, he's going to be okay. Checking back in here with Blaine Woodruff. As Dan Sykes just got around Mike Dunn. It's his 9th, 10th, and 11th going after each other now. And right in front of him, that's Morrison going after Steyers. Steyers might be hoping for another caution soon. or else he's going to go multiple laps down as here comes Morrison to his inside. Now, he's okay for a little bit on fuel, as they did have a full fuel fill here tonight. But, yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting for Stiers. Woodruff now all over the tailgate of Morrison. This is for 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're going to have to make it happen quick, as Morrison might be getting held up a little bit by Stiers. And now has to deal with Woodruff. Woodruff looks to the inside on Morrison, going through 3 and 4, leaning on each other a little bit. Chevy, Toyota, and Ford in the mix here for 7th, 8th, and 9th. As Morrison a little bit sideways going into 1, caught way up on the top shelf. Woodruff still working the low side, as Morrison able to use that momentum on that second lane to get a little more momentum, as they almost were leaning on each other going into 3, as Woodruff didn't want to give Morrison the arc. This battle's still hot and heavy. Oh my goodness. There was contact there. That was a door check. As Morrison tried to pinch Woodruff down, Woodruff was trying to pinch Morrison up. Luckily, we stay green. Morrison now goes to the top shelf. Sorry, that's Woodruff going to the top shelf. Morrison goes to the low side. And they are still side by side. Slight advantage to Woodruff right now, as he's able to go a little bit deeper into 1 and carries that momentum, gets by finally, and now sets his sights on trying to reel in Stiers. This is your closest battle on track, as Stiers going to pinch up a little bit on Woodruff. Woodruff, though, gets the run. Half a truck, door, quarter, and back. As Woodruff just sends it door, quarter, beer. As Morrison tagged the wall coming out of 2, that is definitely not a good thing. We're going to see the right side damage on that 75. You see a little crinkle in the rear quarter panel? Yep. That's a little bit flatter of a bedside than he was hoping for. You can see he has scraped a little bit of that Canada logo off. Definitely not good there. As Hosler trying to reel in Batby, the two of them have carved out a 2-second gap back to Twinham. Twinham a 2.25 seconds over Dowsher in 4th. Brian Toole kind of hanging in there relatively close. You got to wonder how much longer is Joey Stiers going to stay out. As when we went back to green, he was our control truck. He was the leader. And just in about 10 laps, has already dropped back to 8th. And he has 23 less laps of fuel than anyone else around him, as everybody else that came, well, he did come in for fuel. So, you know, that's something to be mindful of. The question is, how much longer are those tires going to last? It's now Hosler right on Batby. These guys have got to be smart. 2.5 seconds is the gap back to Ryan Twinham in 3rd. As we are a third of the way through this piece, as we're getting ready to start lap 41. So 1/3 of the way through the 120 lap race here tonight. Brought to you by our good friends at the Ringside Report.net. If you want all of your boxing, your MMA, your Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, Taekwondo, all of your combat sports, you need to look no further than the ringsidereport.net. Been a great partner for the Clean Racing Group. Need to thank Fred Garcia for all the work he does behind the scenes, making sure everything is right here for this league. Hats off to Fred Garcia. Thank you so much for all you do. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Being as he is from Canada, the Quebec area. Tosler and Batby went side by side there, going through 3. Hosler right on the tailgate of Batby. Good head of steam for both of them coming down the backstretch. They've already gotten that lead out to almost 3 seconds now. There it is. 3 seconds is the gap. Oh my goodness. Hosler looks to the low side, dips the apron, hoping to get that truck to rotate. Gives up a little bit as Batby able to carry the momentum off the corner. Hosler's still there though, holding tight, gonna send it in, going into 3. Goes down, dips the apron again, trying to get that truck to rotate. Now he's got to lay the power down as Batby is able to arc the corner a little more and carry that momentum off. Hosler's got to be careful because this track is notorious for destroying right front tires. Batby and Hosler continue to just pull away from Twinham. Twinham's struggling now. You know, we're about 20 laps into this tire run since the last time we went green, and Twinham is starting to struggle. One guy who's not struggling is the Brony himself, driving the number 5. That is Nate Brown as he works the inside of Tool. Brown uses the apron like we were talking about to get that truck to rotate. He's found something. Now he gets back by Tool. Tool tries to battle back in that beautiful Caterpillar Toyota. Now gets the pass done, makes it stick. Checking back in here with the leaders. That is Batby and Hosler glued together. Your closest battle on track is this fight for the lead. Hosler would just as soon forget Michigan as he did lead the most laps last week. But unfortunately finished deep in the field after getting caught up in a mess. But you know, Batby missed 1 week and he's been on fire ever since. Jumping 7 spots after winning the last 2 weeks in a row. This is just Matt Batby doing Matt Batby things. It's Lane Hosler has a legitimate shot at his first CleanRacing.net Truck Series Championship. Batby, your defending series champion, looking to make it 2 in a row. And these guys now have 4 1/4 seconds to the good. Make that 4 1/2 over Ryan Twinham. As you know, Twinham kind of on an island all by himself. Dowsher's starting to reel him in a little bit. But this battle for the lead, the entire back straightaway is the gap from Hosler to Twinham. As we're going to show you here when they get to the back straightaway, there's your race leaders. And there is Batby. Now 4 3/4 seconds is the gap. Dowsher continues to slowly reel in Twinham. Rest of the field pretty strung out. 50 laps in the books of this 120 lap race. Thank you all so much for making this a part of your evening. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up because it really does help share these with the YouTube algorithm. The more thumbs up the video gets, the more likely it is to be shared on someone's homepage of, hey, you might like this. As let us know who you're pulling for too. Is, you know, I'm seeing people here, but nobody's giving me any feedback. Batby and Hosler continue to just rock this place. Checking back in with the battle for 12. That is Chris Smith and Fred Garcia going after each other. Garcia just letting Smith go at this point. Checking back in here with third place. That is Twinham. As Dowsher continues to reel him in. Gotta wonder, when are we going to see the green flag pit stops? Batby over Hosler by almost half a second. Twinham over Dowsher by half a second. The only problem is there's 6 seconds between Hosler and Twinham. We are going to go on board with Zach Dowsher. We were able to get a GoPro on his helmet prior to going live, so turn it up. Watching there, a huge battle between Dowsher and Brown, as Brown has reeled in the 2 trucks in front of him, so it's a 3-truck tango right now for third place between Twinham, Dowsher, and Brown, as we are going to be halfway next time by. You can see the right side damage on the 88 of Dowsher. That is not a good sign. talk to him about what he's got on the hood of that truck. Freedom of speech and all that, but there's a point. Fred Garcia goes a lap down now. Showing 10 trucks left on the lead lap. We're checking back in with this battle for third. Wyndham, Dowsher, and Brown all right there. Brian Toole trying to reel these boys in. Dowsher gives a little beep from the chrome horn on Twinham going into 3. Backs it back down. Chevy leading a Ford, leading a Toyota right now. Chevy and Ford both at the front of this piece. 9 seconds to the good over this battle right now. As Batby pulling about a half a second to the good over Hosler. As here comes Dowsher to the inside of Twinham. Can he make the pass stick this time? Gets it squared, tries to pull the trigger. We heard him having problems coming off on the low side. You could hear when we were on board with him just how much he was having to feather that throttle before he could really lay the power in. That low side it's not helpful this late in a race. You don't want to be diamonding the corner. Contact! Around goes Batby.
Yellow.
Around goes Dowsher. Or I'm sorry, Twinham's around. Let's take a look at what happened there. As Twinham just, that looked like it may have been net code. As we are going to get to the choppa and see that again. So you can see plenty of room between those two trucks. And they were both a little bit sideways, and then the net code gods made the contact stick. Definitely no bueno there. Dowsher was able to collect it back up, and we are seeing wholesale pit stops right now as we go back live. I dare say everybody's going to be taking 4 in fuel here after seeing what happened with Joey Stiers the last time. Batby leads him down pit road, and he and Lane Hosler both have got to be about ready to start kicking puppies, as they were, both of them were 9 seconds to the good over third, that battle for third. Down and away, 4 in fuel. Nate Brown taking 4 in fuel, coming out in third. Brian Toole, Joey Stiers, Blaine Woodruff, Mike Dunn. I believe Chris Smith in the 14 did get the free pass. I'm sorry, no, that was Dan Sykes that got that. Dowsher spending an extended period of time on pit road getting that truck fixed. As both he and Sykes now rolling. Question is, did they get out in time? The answer is yes for Dowsher and yes for Sykes. So checking back in, we've got 11 trucks currently on the lead lap. Chris Smith and Fred Garcia both came down pit road. And as expected, everybody 4 in fuel. As Mike Dunn goes back down pit road, making sure that truck is packed full of fuel. Looks like Dunn may have been the free pass truck. So 11 trucks left on the lead lap. Batby gonna have the button. Hosler, Brown, Toole, Stiers, Morrison, Twinham, Dowsher, Woodruff, Sykes, your top 10. Dunn going to start at the tail end of this piece, being as you get an EOL for getting the free pass. Fred Garcia lap down, Jay Culp a couple laps down. Chris Smith a couple laps down. Carl Yeager has put it on the hauler, and Russ Kilgore has put it on the hauler. There's only 2 retirements to speak of, so we still have 14 trucks working here at the Miracle Mile up here in beautiful and picturesque Loudon, New Hampshire. As a lot of just great scenery up here, and a lot of good crafts. If you're looking for that special something for your house or your lawn or your garden, check out New Hampshire's crafts. Some of these local mom and pop stores on some of the back roads. I mean, some beautiful hand-carved pieces. As the pace car peels off, Batby has the button, leads him into the Geico restart zone, pulls the trigger, and immediately goes to the high side to try to arc it as Brown and Toole go door to door. Brown going to slide into third. Here comes Stiers on the fresh shoes. The first time in 64 laps that he's been able to put tires on. And we know how strong he was on the old rubber. Let's see what the new shoes are going to do for the 23. He's caught on that extreme low side. He was flirting with it, trying to get that truck to loosen up a little bit. As this is your biggest battle right now between Brown, Toole, and Stiers. Stiers looks to the inside of Toole going into turn 3. Stiers gets the draft down the front straightaway, makes the pass stick. Toole back to 5th, Stiers up to 4th. Your biggest mover of the night, though, is that tied 62 of Mike Dunn. There's Ryan Twinham spending some extra time on pit road getting that truck fixed after the netcode collision earlier. Trying to carve his way back through this field. You can see the heavy damage on the 14 already. That is Chris Smith, who is a lap truck, getting down and out of the way. Oy. Aggressiveness from Twinham as he's working the inside of Dunn. They were 3 wide going into 3, and Smith wanted no part of it. Twinham trying to carve his way through here. Dunn not going so easily. That's the 81 of Culp right in front of him. Culp is the lap truck. Gets up and out of the way. Gives Twinham the preferred lower line, at least on the fresh tires, preferred line. Stiers and Brown starting to go after each other again. Stiers trying to figure out what lane he wants to go in. Does pick the low side as Brown drifts up a little bit. Stiers gets by him. Stiers up into 3rd, Brown back to 4th. And again, it's hard to bet against Joey Stiers simply because he's won here in the past in this truck. His stepson Josh Lilly has 3 wins here. So the last 4 times we were here, it's been in all Stiers household. Something just happened to Jeremy Morrison. Oh boy. Ooh. What did happen to Jeremy Morrison? Go back and take a look here. Down on the low side through 3 and 4. Lets the truck drift up. Sends it into 1. Overcooks the braking zone. Around he goes. And how that wasn't a caution, I have no idea. He came down right across the nose. I believe that was Brian Toole. And just like that, Morrison is not having a good night. Checking back in the front. Batby, a 2nd ¼ to the good over Lane Hosler. These guys have been in this position most of the night. The only other man to lead a lap here is this man, Joey Steyer. Currently sits +5 in third and has won here in the past, so he knows what it takes. As we're getting ready to put 76 laps in the books. You see the heavy damage on the 88 at Dowser right now. That truck is not a happy camper. And it's checking back in with Ryan Twinham. Not having a good time with it right now. He's finally gotten by the lap truck that is the 81 of Cult, but has 4 seconds to make up on that man, Blaine Woodruff, who's running with both Dowser and Toole. So those two Fords looking to team up on the lone Toyota back there. This is your battle for 5th. Dowser has shown speed all night long so far as he pulls alongside Toole going into 1. Toole caught up on the high side, goes a little bit wide, wants to give plenty of room. That's going to open the door for Woodruff to get to his inside now. Down the back straightaway as Toole slams the door on Woodruff. That's a Toyota sandwich on Ford. It's Brian Toole was the meat in that sandwich for a little bit. Here comes Woodruff to his inside. Woodruff going to send it going into 1. Toole gives plenty of room. Woodruff using that low lane to get that truck to rotate. Gets the move done, and just like that, Woodruff up to 6, Toole back to 7. Mike Dunn and Dan Sykes going after each other now. Ask any Generation Z person, they'll tell you that those are two great tastes that taste great together. Tide Pods and Kool-Aid. What's wrong with the younger generation? I don't know. Dunn making it happen on the low side is Sykes sends it going into 1. Goes way up the track. He's going to have to get in the throttle aggressively here. Stays off the wall, but you can see he's been into the wall a couple of times as he's completely cheese grated the paint scheme on the right side of that truck. So this is your closest battle on track. We're going to check in with Dowser and Woodruff as they both try to reel in Nate Brown, who currently holds the number 4 spot. 2/3 of the way through this piece. We still have a third to go. Working lap 81 of 200. We're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this.
What's up, guys? Roger Debo, front tire changer for the 45 Alpha Prime car. You're watching Sim Racing Media.
And we are back at the Miracle Mile in Loudon, New Hampshire for the CleanRacing.net Truck Series, round number 5. And during that break, Joey Stiers has gotten around Lane Osler. Take a look at that pass for a second. See Stiers just throw it in going into 3. Dive bomb move as Hosler trying to arc the corner. Stiers trying to diamond the corner. Throws the slide job on corner exit, and just like that, Stiers up into 2nd. But he's going to have to do yeoman's work here as we go back live. And Stiers comes in on lap 90. Money stop time for Stiers. Batby right now, though, 8.5 seconds to the good, but he's got lap traffic in front of him. As that is Dunn and Smith going after each other. Those guys aren't for position with each other, so I don't see what the big deal is, but here comes Batby looking to put them both a lap down as Dunn brushes the wall. Dowsher and Brown now starting to go after each other. This is your battle currently for 3rd as Batby now goes pit side. What's Hosler going to do? Hosler stays out. Looking to get that all-important bonus point for leading a lap here tonight. Batby continues to drop. Stiers just barely able to stay on the lead lap. Matter of fact, I think he just got his lap back the hard way. So Hosler gets credited with leading a lap. He's going to have to come pit relatively soon. It looks like it might be this time. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Hosler carrying a little too much speed to make it down pit road. Dowsher comes into pit. That is Hosler, your current points leader. The Hosler Fence and Construction, number 61, out of Hamilton, Ohio. Battle going on with Woodruff and Toole as Woodruff down on the extreme low side. Woodruff is coming into pit. That's going to give 3rd place to Brian Toole currently. But you got to wonder how much longer are these guys going to stay out. As Batby did stay on the lead lap. He's back in 6th. And he's about to go by Woodruff as Woodruff is in pit. Sykes is down pit road. Batby now up into 5th. Seconds, 18 3/4 seconds is the gap from Hosler to Batby. Hosler has got to stop the hemorrhaging. 26 laps to go. He's got to come down pit road soon. Unless he's going to try to stretch it the entire way. Wouldn't that be something? Last time Hosler was down pit road was on lap 64. He's now dealing with the lap trucks. Dowsher looking to get his lap back the hard way. There he is in the 88, right behind your race leader. Gonna have to tiptoe it here. As the 62 of Dunn goes a lap down. Hosler, your current points leader, did get a lap there, led. So an all-important bonus point. But he's pretty much made his bed, and he's going to lie in it right now. As two of the Brownie Racing teammates, Blaine Hosler and Nate Brown, run 1-2 right now. Ryan Twinham has also stayed out. Batby has cut 4 seconds out of that gap to Hosler. The question is, how difficult are Twinham and Brown going to make it for Batby to try to get back to the front with 23 to go? Blaine Hosler making quick work of Fred Garcia. Fred getting down and out of the way. Knows he doesn't have the pace here tonight. Let's check back in with your defending series champion. There he is. Kind of running all by his lonesome right now. This Colt brings it pit side. There's Twinham. And there is Brown working the outside of the 62 of Dunn. Batby is coming quickly. As he's only a second and a half off of Twinham. Twinham was last down on lap 66 as well. One laps to go. Can Hosler hang on here at the Miracle Mile in Loudon? It's gonna take a miracle. If we just so happen to get a late race caution, as that's putting a lot of faith in netcode for both those guys. Batby worked the inside of Twinham. Twinham was pinching down. Batby was trying to pinch up. And now the gap to Hosler is just 7.5 seconds from Batby. And he is currently lapping a 1.5 seconds quicker. This is going to get interesting quickly. Following your defending series champion in that Mahoney setup shop, number 85. Can he tick another one off his checklist of, hey, I've won there since he's come into this series? That is Nate Brown directly in front of him, who's working the inside on Fred Garcia. Brown tries to throw the block, holds up Batby a little bit, goes down low. Batby going to get the run as Brown was looking to use Fred Garcia as a pick. Not going to happen as Batby powers around both of them. And now Batby up into second, and the gap is only 4.5 seconds. 17 laps to go. That little hold up did cost Batby about 0.5 second. See what type of times he can lay down this time with the fresh or clean air around him. Blaine Hosler 32.29. Batby, that time by 31:07. So about a second and a quarter difference. 16 laps to go. The gap is now 2.5 seconds. And I can tell you right now, Lane Hosler is driving the wheels off that Hosler Fencing and Construction. Number 61. Batby, though, can see him. $15 laps to go. Hosler shows the way, but Batby reeling him in relatively quickly. Another second and a quarter to the good was Batby on that last lap. There's Hosler right in front of him. Hosler right now hoping for a caution and hoping he's not in it. As Batby has caught your race leader. The only three people to lead laps tonight, Lane Hosler, Matt Batby, and Joey Stiers. Batby sends it to the inside, full send mode. Makes it look just that simple as Hosler on the old shoes, looking to limp it home from here. A podium finish is still going to help. But Batby gets the point for most laps led, point for leading a lap, and bonus point for pole position. Both these guys looking to get that other bonus point for a clean race. Do need to thank our good friends at the ringsidereport.net for all your boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You need to look no further for your combat sport needs than the ringsidereport.net. They've got all the latest information from all your combat sports. Ringsidereport.net. You can find the Ringside Report podcast on all your favorite streaming services. Batby has taken over the lead, doing a little bit of pit strategy. Did come down, was able to stay on the lead lap somehow. 12 laps to go to be 11 at the stripe. As Batby has already carved out a 2-second gap over Lane Hosler, your current points leader. This is going to shake up the point standings quite well, as Ryan Twinham, who was 1 point back from Hosler coming into tonight, is definitely going to drop some points. May even lose second place with the run that Batby has had here tonight in Loudon, New Hampshire. Going to be 10 to go this time by. Joey Stiers trying to make some headway on Nate Brown. Those two have been going after each other for the last couple of laps. This is your battle for third. Stiers on the fresh shoes, Brown on the old stuff. Stiers makes it look just that easy. Can lay the power down so much more effectively. About 30 lap newer tires than Brown has. Stiers with 4 podiums coming into tonight here at Loudon, going to continue that streak. As Nate Brown unfortunately drops to 4th, but tied for your biggest mover are Joey Stiers, who currently sits in 3rd, and this man, Dan Sykes, is currently back in 9th. Both those drivers sitting +5 on the evening. 9 laps to go. Batby continues to show the way. Hosler holds down second as he's working around the lap truck of Mike Dunn. Now, the 81 of Culp does have fresher tires than both those trucks. And Culp just sends it in, trying to follow Hosler through, using the low side, able to lay the power down so much more effectively. But doesn't push the issue, knowing that Hosler is in second. Trying to stay off him, and I think, if I just heard correctly, Hosler might be clutching it. He absolutely is. keeping it in fourth gear and clutching it, trying to get this thing home. He might even be killing the engine completely. So that is definitely interesting. He's just working the outside of Chris Smith, who is multiple laps down. So we are 5 to go. This man, 7.25 seconds to the good over Hosler. Joey Stiers in third, about 3.5 seconds behind second place. So Stiers pretty much running out of time right now, unless Hosler runs out of gas. Stiers is going to be in third, and that's about all he's going to get, as we are now 4 to go. Batby does not have to worry about it. He can make it home from here. No issues. Hosler, Stiers, Brown, and Dausch are your top 5 as we currently sit. As Twinham brings it down pit over Splash and Go. Twinham could not make it. And that's going to cost him. It's going to cost him a lead lap finish. Relegated back to 8th so far. That leaves us with 7 trucks on the lead lap. Blaine Woodruff is the final truck. You can see him there. That is your leader, Matt Batby, right behind him. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go this time by Batby. Has had nothing short of a dominating performance here tonight. Has led the most laps, started from pole, has fast lap of the event with a 30.23, almost a quarter second to the good over what anyone else was able to lay down here tonight. As Woodruff completely blows the entry into 3. White flag is in the air. We are racing back to checkers. Matt Batby in command of this one. Blaine Woodruff goes high going into 1. Batby looks to his inside. Question is, how badly does Blaine Woodruff want to drive another lap here? As he goes a little bit higher than most people are going through 3. Going to be able to stay on the lead lap. But coming across the line for the win in the McConey Setup Shop, number 85. One more time, a win for Matt Batby. Lane Hosler going to cross for second. As you can see, the entire front straightaway was the gap. There's Joey Stiers having connection issues, but does finish in third. Nate Brown crosses for fourth. There is Dauscher in fifth. Toole gonna leg it out, coming home in sixth. And your final truck on the lead lap is that man, Blaine Woodruff is. We're checking in with Batby now in that McConey Setup Shop, number 85. And as he starts his celebratory donuts, we are going to reach out to the man in that McConey Setup Shop, Chevy Silverado. Matt Batby, congratulations on another dominating performance.
Yeah, thank you. This was a crazy race. Definitely had its nail-biting moments with like 30 to go, but yeah, glad to bring it back into Victory Lane.
Was there any chance you could have made it from the last yellow flag to the finish?
Yeah, I think I had to save like 5 laps, so I figured that getting the fresh tires and the time that it would take to save the fuel, I'd probably catch up to anybody that was trying to drag it on. So I figured I might as well gamble it a little bit and jump in the pits. So those fresh tires brought me a long way. So yeah.
Absolutely. Most laps led, fast lap of the event, pole position, and a clean race. You just got all the bonus points, my friend. Holy cow.
Yeah, I really need to start doing that every race. Get every little point I can to catch up to Lane and everybody else ahead of me. So in the points. So hopefully we can go get that championship at the end. So yeah.
Well, you came into tonight in third place in points, making a huge jump last week with a dominating performance at Michigan. But we go to something completely different. We're staying on the mile tracks, but we're going to Dover next week. What are your thoughts going into the Monster Mile?
Oh, I love that track. That track,
Uh-oh.
it, yeah, yeah, it has been really good to me. So yeah, hopefully I can go pull it off again. Hopefully.
All right. Well, Matt, who do you need to thank before we turn you loose?
Yeah, obviously McConey for being on the truck. This McConey setup shop, Chevy Silverado was fast all night. All my family for watching this and supporting me. You for broadcasting this, and Fred for putting on the show.
Matt Batby, congratulations. We'll see you next week in Dover.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next week.
And joining us now, the man that was able to leg it all the way from that last caution, Lane Hosler. Are you second guessing your decision?
No, not entirely. I maybe wish I would have done some things different earlier in the run, but all in all, I expected to be a second place truck. Matt was on fire this whole session, so I just wanted to do as best I could, and the best I could tonight was second. So.
Well, good news is you were able to get a couple of bonus points for both leading a lap and a clean race. So that's definitely going to help. But, we go into something completely different next week. We stay on a mile track, but it's Dover. What are your thoughts going into the Monster Mile?
I'm a pretty big fan of Dover. My first 2 wins ever on the service were at Dover. It's been a couple of years since then, but I like Dover. I like the feel of the truck there, so it should be interesting.
Absolutely, Lane. Who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate another podium with your team?
Fred for putting this on. You guys for broadcasting it. You guys do a great job. I like to thank Matt for racing clean. We raced pretty hard there for quite a few laps, and that was a lot of fun.
All right, Lane Hosler, congratulations on another podium. We'll see you next week in Dover.
Thank you.
And now for a man that has continued his 5th straight podium finish here in Loudon. It wasn't on the top step, but Joey Stiers, what a run to come home in 3rd.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. We definitely didn't have the start we wanted to. I think we qualified 8th, and on my qualifying lap, I thought I ran a pretty clean, decent lap that would maybe get me top 3, and I looked down, and I was P8, and by that time, I had already given up on my second lap, and I was like, oh, crap, here we go. So that really set me back, and then we had our first caution around lap 23 or so, and I decided just to take fuel only and hopefully thought I'd probably get a couple cautions there and maybe flip the guys in front of me, and it just never happened. And that Matthew Batby guy, again, man, what a dominant performance by him. It was fun running with Lane there at times, but yeah, we're just kind of running for P2 all night, at least trying to run for P2.
Yeah, absolutely. But Joe, we go into another mile track next week at Dover. What are your thoughts going into that concrete jungle?
Dover's a beast in itself. I mean, you got the concrete slick track, and it'll jump up and bite you, the wall coming off 2 and coming off 4. So you got to be careful of that. And I know all these guys in the Clean Racing series are going to have to go back to the drawing board, so we don't have a wash, rinse, repeat here with the Matt Batby show. So we'll try to get some more speed out of this Mean Green Machine 23 car and try to do something next week.
All right, Joe, who do you need to thank for your 5th straight podium here at Loudon?
Just the guys in my Discord, Lane, Ryan, and Blaine for being here tonight, helping me out and everything. The communication's key. And you guys up in the booth, Tony, appreciate you putting on the broadcasts every week for us. Love going back and watching. And Fred, of course, for putting on the league, and my girlfriend for letting me run these races on some Monday nights. So appreciate her letting me do this.
Thanks, dear.
Yep, absolutely.
Right. Joe, best of luck to you next week in Dover.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, man.
So that is going to do it for us tonight. Let's take a quick look at our finishing order. Matt Batby, a dominating performance. Lane Hosel coming home in second. Joey Stiers in third. Nate Brown holding on for fourth. Zach Dowsher rounding out your top 5. Brian Toole, Blaine Woodruff, your last 2 lead lap trucks in 6th and 7th. Jay Culp in his debut coming home in 8th. Dan Sykes, Ryan Twinham rounding out your top 10. Mike Dunn, Fred Garcia, Chris Smith, Jeremy Morrison, Carl Yeager, and Russ Kilgore rounding out the field here tonight. So that is going to do it for us here from round 5 in New Hampshire. And be sure to join us tomorrow night as we go with the Western States Racing League as they are in round number 2 of their season number 48. Congratulations to Matt Batby. And for Mr. Fred Garcia, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life this week, and since we are in the new year, make it your New Year's resolution to not play in traffic. Good night, everybody.